What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. Big shout out to my doggies, Mark, Anna, and AC Slater for coming through and boosting up the coins. So, I haven't really done a boxing heavyweight ring ranking situation in a hot minute, so we're going to start doing them probably once a month. It's come to my attention the Ring magazine, which is essentially what most consider to be the undisputed belt kind of shtick, right? That makes you the lineal, is that the right word? I don't know, but essentially the Ring magazine's considered to stand above the traditional four governing bodies. And Jon Stewart has been dropped bigly, yeah? Before this fight, he was number 3 in the Ring rankings, and he's been dropped to number 7, rightly so. Now I believe Oscar de la Sniffer, aka Oscar de la Coca, he's the founder, or certainly some sort of top wig, big wig at the Ring magazine. And they made it in a way where I don't follow the rankings too much. I'm not going to sit here and cap and say, oh, I sit there sucking the rankings off every week, checking in. But from what I understand, at least, they do have some integrity thus far with the rankings. It's not corny or completely corrupt yet, like the WBC. Yeah, the WBC are them guys who allow Canelo Carrot Top Alvarez, aka Canelo Cinnamon Bun Alvarez, to have a mandatory for 2-3 years and fight bums. Bums he be fighting. When was the last contender Carrot Top fought? We do not know. Yeah, Jamel Charlo, he no good. He too light in the back. And no good anyway. Yeah, no good. He didn't come to fight. No good. Who else you got? Bumlanger? Mr. Oh, I'm going to do nothing to the 12th round. Get him out of here too. So the reason the Ring magazine rankings are relevant is because of this here. And to be quite frank, or tell I was about to say orderly Thany Jon Stewart shouldn't even be in the rankings, and there's an argument for that. But then again, historically speaking, his resume is more solid than, for example, F.A.A. Jagba. So this unified / undisputed, for example, you don't have to, from what I understand, you don't have to be. If AJ doesn't pay the WBC sanctioning fees, he doesn't get ranked. That's where I was going with the initial thought. This is the unified, undisputed boxing rankings, essentially. It's not pay to play, from what I understand. You get in there if you're good enough. That's why this holds more weight than the traditional belts. So, listen. Does AJ deserve to be in the top 10 still? Let's see who's here. Who's missing from the list? Zhang, Caballero, Bacoli. Well, listen, man. That top 6 looks about right. I'd get Tyson Fury out at number 1, though. I guess you say he's got to be there. What's he done? Beat Wilder. Yeah, we saw how no good Wilder is. Parker boxed his head off. Didn't take no damage whatsoever. Fury was spark out in the third fight, spark out in the first fight, going life and death. Yeah, don't tell me, oh, YB, it's because, no, YB, what, Fury finished Wilder, and that's why he suddenly couldn't punch. No. Bumain Stavern, a straight up and down stiff dude. He fought Wilder at the prime of his career, his world title challengership. Oops. No knockdowns, no KO. So stop playing. Fury's chinny, and Parker is not completely chinny. Parker can go down, but he's not. Come on. Steve Cunningham weren't putting Joe Parker down, that's for damn sure. He has some stability in his chin. Fury does not. That's why you get knocked around the place. And Zhang and Parker can hold the shots. They can ride with the shots. Because they got some chops infrastructure. That's what they've got. So get Fury. Oh, listen. I guess you can say, well, the rematch, the fight was close. People, the fight was close with Usyk. Because Usyk isn't spiteful. He doesn't have devilish, satanic intentions like he should have. He should have been all over. Look at Zhang. When Zhang caught Wilder, he was running in like a Chinese bull. Literally. Galloping in. Yeah? Fiending to get on Wilder. Usyk, when Fury was falling around the place, if you watch the final sequence, he's kind of looking at the referee, having a look, pacing himself. Get on him. Finish. Same as Jon Stewart. When Usyk fought orderly Anthony Johnson / Joshua, AJ is stumbling back and Usyk's having a look. Yeah? Finish these guys. But listen, end of the day, Usyk's 40 years old now. He's finished. Well, he's going to be finished. I like Usyk, but he is categorically soft to the body and 165 pounds soaking wet. And yes, I'm not a shill. Some people will tell you Dubois didn't quit against Usyk. Not me. He quit worse in the Usyk fight. I don't care about all the Dubois team are shilling. Oh, well, he didn't quit. He just got disheartened because he didn't get the knockout. That's what you call quitting, people. That's what quitting is, right? Quitting is when you get disheartened and disillusioned with what you're doing, so you give up. It's like when cats play computer games and they rage quit. That comes from being disheartened and disillusioned with playing the game. Yeah? Bottom line. So Dubois did quit, but this ain't... The old Danny D, the old Maximus Danelius, he ain't around no more. We've been exercised his arse. And if you don't believe me, ask Jarrell Miller. Jarrell Miller got the brakes beat off him. I've never seen Jarrell Miller in trouble. He's only fought bums, to be fair, but I've never seen him in trouble. He fought Double Cheese Ruiz, who you man was telling me is a big puncher and whatever else. Went straight through him, didn't show Double Cheese Ruiz no respect. So Jarrell Miller's solid. Dubois stopped him. Had him all completely out of it on his feet. Hrgovic. He took Hrgovic's soul. Hrgovic did not want to fight no more. Hrgovic made no complaint when the referee pulled the fight off. He was not desperate to get back in the mix with Danny D. Jon Stewart. He wasn't Mr. Jon Stewart, the best camp ever. Ben Mr. Maggie Davison. Ben Ahmad Custy Amato Davison. Best camp. Camp. Ben. They said. Oops. AJ comes out, is scared to death, pop in the mouth with a jab. Oops. It's a wrap for Jon Stewart. It's a wrap for orderly Anthony Johnston. That's what happened there. So I'll give you that context to say there's weight divisions for a reason. I like Usyk, he's skillful, but he's soft to the body and he's too light in the back. And Danny D is totally ferocious in the ring and out, people. Totally ferocious. That's what he is. He'll be too much. He's got too much for Usyk right now. He just has. I can feel it in my bones. That said, I felt it in my bones when Fury was about to fight Usyk. I felt it. But Fury... Listen. I was wrong about Fury and Usyk. Why? Number one, Fury don't want to come to fight. Number two, his chin is shot. Number three, he can't punch. Yeah? Now, I knew he couldn't punch. I knew his chin wasn't good, but I believed he'd find a way to win. He does not want to do that. Dubois has actually shown me. Dubois has actually come back from massive adversity. Tyson Fury... Let me think now. Okay, yeah. I'll give Fury Wilder 1. He came back. Getting caught by Wilder's sloppy right hand now? Is it really showing something in there? Because Parker didn't get caught with it. Zhang didn't get caught with it. It's like what you want to... It's like when Fury got caught by Cunningham. What, you want a medal for getting caught by Cunningham and getting up? That's what you're supposed to do. Deontay Wilder's 210 pounds soaking wet. You're supposed to get hit from Wilder. But Deverne did. But Deverne took them right hands all night. And you can say, well, I heard he was in hospital. And? Do you have consciousness vibrating power or not? I put to you, Deontay Wilder does not have power that will shake you to your boots. If he did, Fury would have been knocked out, right? Stop playing with me. Yeah, why does this guy Wilder not knock no one out? No one. Not Deverne, not Fury 3 times after putting him down. right? If you put someone down, if he was that powerful, they'd have been knocked out. Do you know how hard it is to get up when you've been knocked out? It's impossible because you're knocked out. So Wilder don't punch that hard. Wilder hit Fury flush on the button about 10 times and not one time could he convert. So where is his power at? We haven't seen it at the top level. Apart from Louis Ortiz, which is again has skeptical things around it. The same way the Malik Scott fight has questions around it. Malik Scott did not get hit with a punch, and yet he dropped to the floor, putting it on. Same as Ortiz, I believe. Do you understand? So this isn't, and this will be the. I think I say it all the time. To be fair, I think I say it all the time. This will be the last time I doubt Usyk. But first of all, Usyk has to beat Fury. That's the first thing. That is my base case. My base case is Usyk beats Fury. That said, it's boxing. And I'm telling you now, if you're in there having a half a fight with Tyson Fury, Danny D, he can punch. And he can box. He'll pop you right in your mouth with his jab now. Pop you right in your mouth with his jab. Pop. Yeah? That's what he'll do. So for now, Usyk is undoubtedly the king. Fury's coming off a loss though. That's what I don't understand. He's coming off a loss and a win against a basketball player. Like 3 years ago. The last time he beat Wilder was 2 years ago. So how is he number one still after losing? And almost getting knocked out. Danny D's number one right now. Hrgovic. Fury's never fought no prime fresh bulls either. That's what he's never done. He's never fought no prospects. Like Hrgovic. He hasn't done it. Forget about people. Hrgovic would ping Dillian Whyte that way, this way, and that way. He would. He'd do a number. Because to be fair to Hrgovic, I think he lost to Zhang. But he was in that fight. That fight was close. Take out the knockdown, I had Hrgovic winning. But that's how I score fights. I put more weight on a knockdown. So, the fight was close. People. Hrgovic had a close fight with Zhang. That shows you his level. Joe Joyce couldn't do that. Parker, come on now. Parker lost to Zhang. He lost to Zhang. He was fanning about with Zhang. Fanning about. Hrgovic actually put it on Zhang at points. So Hrgovic would box Dillian Whyte's head off in all the different directions. Be pinging him everywhere, in my opinion. His feet are too slow. Dillian Whyte's feet are too slow and his shots are too wide and like lumbersome. He'd do nothing. And you saw what Danny D did with him. Fury was scared to death of Dillian Whyte. He was in there like having a look for 6 rounds. Like, what the fuck? Get in there. Get on him. Have a bit of a go at points. He was scared. Fury was scared to death, and in fair play, he walked him onto a magical shot. Okay, if you say so. It looks lucky to me. That's how it looked to me. I'm going to be honest. Because who's Fury ever knocked out with one punch? That's what you call luck. For me, Fury and Whyte is like AJ and Ngannou. Yeah? It's just pure pot luck. Will never happen again. One of them ones there. Do you understand, people? Never happened in a month for Sundays again. And it hasn't happened in a month for Sundays again. He hit people. Fury hit Usyk with the same uppercut he hit Dillian Whyte with. Dillian Whyte was spark on the floor with his twist ankle. And Usyk was getting back on it a round later. So it's about, we know, people, 60-year-old Povetkin put out Dillian in his prime. So forget about Dillian Whyte's chin and forget about him like that. That's your best win, your claim to fame. You put Dillian Whyte out. Come on, man. What would Danny D do with Dillian? Make that fight. A lot of you cats, yeah, you say things to me like, oh, YB. Ooh, yeah? You with all the talking? Make that fight and we'll see what he does. It wouldn't be a lucky punch either. Danny D will dispatch of Dillian Whyte and it would not be a lucky Danny D shit himself for 6 rounds and found a lucky punch. He'd be all over Dillian. Danny D would do Dillian 10 times worse than AJ did. It'd be the same kind of shtick though. He'd be getting pinged everywhere. Cut straight through him. I never bet on a KO. Dillian Whyte versus Dubois don't go 6 rounds. His feet are too slow. And his shots are too lumbersome. Danny D will be straight on him. Seriously. So, get Fury out of here. Fury for me, Fury sits below. It's difficult. It's difficult right now. I don't like Parker. Can't punch either, man. Parker's too much of a boxer. He's boring at heavyweight. If you're £250 and all you can do is win fights by points, I'm not interested. I'm just not. You got a new at 122 knocking dudes out. What's your big ass? Literally double the size, people. Inoue weighs in 118, 122. You're coming in 260. How are you not knocking people out? So get rid of Joe Parker as well. This is my list, the list that really matters, because these guys are cornballs, man. 1 Usyk, 2 Dubois, 3 Tyson Fury. It's difficult though, isn't it? Forget about AJ though. These bits are easy. These bums here. Hergovich ain't a bum, but yeah, he's in the bum mix now. He's in this bit here. He's in the bottom 3. The bottom 3 don't matter. These bottom 4, in fact, the bottom 4 you can change in or out interchangeably. Who cares? AJ could be 10th, he could be 7th, whatever. It's this bit here. It's difficult to work out. Is Zhang better than Fury? It's not about my opinion or has he done more? What's Zhang done? He knocked Wilder out. No problem at all. So get Fury out and put Zhang in. They fought the same opponent. Yeah, they fought the same opponent. Wilder has not changed. Because Wilder, before coming to Saudi, he knocked out Hellenius after the Fury 3 fight. So you can't say he's finished and suddenly lost his power. He found his power with Bumlenius. What changed was the level of competition. That same Bumlenius went 7 rounds with AJ. So it wasn't the fact Bumlenius was useless. Wilder has power against bums who can't box. If you stand there like Luis Ortiz, looking up, waiting for the right hand, you get knocked out. If you can box a bit though, like Parker, like Zhang, you knock his head off. Or you touch him all over. Caballe's... Put Zhang... I don't know, it's difficult. Usyk, Dubois, Zhang, Fury, Bacoli, Caballel. What Caballel's missing? That Makhmudov cat. That Makhmudov's. He had big hype. Makhmudov. He had the look right. He looked like a Nefanderal. he had the whole Habib / Nefanderal look down pat. He can't fight. He can't box for toffee. Oh man, he can't box for toffee, man. Come on now, Makhmudov can't box for toffee. He's no good. He's no good like that. Makhmudov's no good. But listen, at the time, Caballel cut through him. Who else is Frank Sanchez. Wait there a minute. No, that's not fair. Yeah, Caballel, man. You got to have Caballel and Bacoli have more or less got to be on the same. You might even have to put Caballel above Bacoli. He's beat 2 underdog. He's beat 2 dudes. 2 big Nefanderal looking asses. Bacoli's even... I think how I rate things is based on a trajectory as well. I'm not looking just based on past history. Because to be fair to Caballel and Bacoli, they haven't been given the opportunities Tyson Fury has had. So you can sit here and say, well, YB, we have to look at AJ's resume. We have to look at Tyson Fury's resume. Do we? Just because everyone wants to fight AJ, it means anyone like Double Cheese Ruiz is given opportunity to have a go on him. It don't mean Martin Bacoli wouldn't have had a go on them people. Same as Tyson Fury. Just because he beat Wilder and life and death with him in the third fight, Bacoli could go in there and could have got it right. Bacoli could have got in there in 2018 and just got rid of Wilder, for example. But yeah, this is rankings. Who really cares? Anyway, Tyson Fury actually brought this to my attention, and he said, Usyk will be back to number 1. Or he's saying, Tyson Fury is saying, I will be back to number 1. Been repping 22 years and counting. What does that mean? He's been boxing since he was 12. Whatever, okay. Interesting. We'll see. Finally, there's some more rankings here. AJ's been dropped in the WBO to 7th. Moses Italma's above AJ now. For me, it's a bit premature at this point. Because, listen, as much as AJ may or may not be a hype job, he has actually fought and beat. For example, Moses Italma, he doesn't even have a Francis Ngannou on his resume. He does not. Make that fight. I'll be down for that. Make Italma versus Ngannou. I'll be down for that. Right? But until then, Italma's just fought bums. I've heard a lot about him. I haven't watched him yet properly. I've been waiting for him to fight someone decent. Italma. But as far as I've seen, it's been a complete bum slayer. He's obviously got the whole Muhammad Ali shtick going on. He's got the Muhammad Ali cut going on. Okay. He knocked out Wach in 2 rounds. Wach is washed up though, man. He's washed up. He's been knocked out 5 times already, so you want a medal at this point? The guy must be 60 years old. He's 45, yeah. Do you know how old it is, people, to be 45 in boxing when you've had the kind of career Wach has? He is literally, no joke, put the banter to one side. Marius Wach is probably, they talk about dog and cat years. This dude is 60/55 to 60 is how old he is in boxing years. Yeah? If you woke up feeling like Marius Wach does every day, you'd assume you're 55 years old plus. Fact. And Italma's in there, okay, he knocked him out, well done. Racked down in 2 before being stopped on his feet. Come on now. You can't put Wach up, you can't put Italma above AJ based on nothing at all. So that for me is disrespectful. But Caballero, he's taken out 2 killers. At one point, Frank Sanchez, everyone was sucking him off, and Caballero stopped both of them. Ajit Caballero, really, Parker can't punch, so Caballero's run is better than Parker's because he stopped 2 prospects. Bakoli, I agree with that. Bakoli's so calm. Bakoli's old school. He's got an old school style. I still need to see him mixing it up though. And that's why I rate. People say I'm sucking off Danny D. I've seen him mix it up and walk through the fire. I haven't seen Bakoli come back from adversity. Bottom line. So he's still a question mark. Also, I've seen Bakoli doubled over in the Joe Joyce spar, being sick into a bucket. Right, I've seen that. Which tells me potentially a lot about the guy. Especially someone who likes to talk so much about sparring stories, but doesn't tell us the full story. Yeah, when Bakoli tells you, man, oh, I knocked out Joe Joyce, he doesn't tell you, oh, and then 10 minutes later I was doubled over, spewing up into a bucket because of body shots. He forgot that part. So you have to be skeptical of them ones. I remember when I was in sport, there was always people like that. They'd say things like, oh, what time did you do in that 100 metres? Knowing full well it was quicker than mine, kind of thing. You see what I'm trying to say? Setting the scene. Bakoli, that guy. Setting the scene, but they all thought when it comes to actually getting on it, and there's no bucket, there's no bucket, there's no toilet breaks, which is what Joe Joyce and I believe alleged. Oh, I touched Bakoli, Bakoli hit me in the head a few times, and then I started touching Bakoli to his body, and he had to go to the toilet, and he was spewing in the bucket. Right? That's a man, How delusional does someone have to be? I think Bakoli did get the better of the start of the spar. I agree with that, but to come out and chill it, and then 2 days later, or X amount of time later, we get a video of you doubled over. Oh man. So I'm not sure, but I'm not sold on Bakoli yet. I haven't seen him in trouble or getting washed and come back. He's got the question mark around the Hunter fight. And Hunter was slapping him in his face of quite a lot. Hunter and Usyk have a very similar style actually. Just slap you in your mouth, just constantly slapping you in your mouth, like a wasp. Anyway, I think those are the heavyweight rankings. So let me know your thoughts, people. Smash the like button, subscribe, lick off the bell. I'm bugging, I'm lagging. I'm Joe Joycing right now.